To be or not to be? That is the question, phrased in an eccentric way such that the audience may rethink their preconceived notion on the morality of suicide. It was me. I said that. Hi. I don't know why people hate long intros. I mean, I figure you want to actually know what you're watching, right? Um, I'm Duality. The world sucks, and sometimes I yap about it. This is really background noise, not that much entertaining to watch. I'm gonna play the game. The video isn't really highly edited, but you'll see a lot of cuts because I want to sound coherent and I don't want to bore you to death and waste your time with just long pauses in between me thinking about the next thing I'm going to say. So, if you don't want to watch YouTube for this or hear me yapping now, I put this up on Spotify if you want to listen to it there while on a walk or something. And if that's not what you're here for, just to hear someone talk about something and see if it can maybe change your perspective, then I don't know, you can leave now. That's what this video is. So let's talk about why you shouldn't kill yourself, because the world really does suck, and sometimes it feels like that's the only choice you have, or the only thing in your control. So yeah, sorry, I'm trying to think about how to say this without just reiterating the same exact thing I said in the intro to this video, because that would be quite boring. But yeah, sometimes the world is hard and people are put in positions that are way too difficult for them to manage. And it's understandable to see why some people get the idea that there is one choice or decision they can make, which is to, essentially end their own life, to kill themselves. Because it feels like at the end of the day, that's the only thing you can do if you don't have that much control over your life, over your circumstances, and essentially, again, I'm not going to say this is like, oh, society, but there are some things about society that just suck, I guess. Because, at least in my opinion, society at large isn't the problem. It's just how it's shaped. I feel like, I mean, I like society. I hope you do too. Society's a good thing, but hi, editing me here. This is the only time I'm gonna pop in. I don't know why the audio is just broken. It's scuffed. I promise that'll be fixed next time I record something. I'm probably gonna record the audio track separately. Yeah, okay, bye. Society doesn't prioritize the needs of the many. Society prioritizes the wants of the few, which I'm not really here to talk about today, other than just bringing it up as a passive mention. But the way it's structured, it can trap people in certain scenarios that feel extremely, extremely, extremely hard to get out of. And when it does that, it's hard because it feels like there's no recourse of action, nothing that can or necessarily will change, because we as people all want to have our own autonomy, to be individuals to some extent. And when we can't do that and we feel like everything is out of our control, well, like, what's the point if I can't even have like basic human rights, not human right. Like, if I can't just simply choose my own destiny, if the one thing that makes me human, which is my ability to make my own choices and miss those shots there, um, is just stripped away, well, then what's the point of being human if the very thing that makes me human doesn't exist? And I'm constantly suffering under existing. And I should be human, so I should be able to change it, but I feel like I can't. So, what else is there to do? What other option? What do I have to stop this same pain and suffering every day? And yeah, I get that. For record, I was just saying that to try and be in the mind of someone who is considering it. You don't actually have to. I mean, you shouldn't worry about me. I'm just a random guy on the internet that says stuff, but you don't have to think that anything like is wrong. I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, I'm here to tell you, I guess, that even if you feel like that's the only option, like everyone can promise you that's not the only option. And that doesn't mean they can convince you that it's not the only option. So that's not what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and convince you that it's a worse option than remaining where you are. Because think about this. Wow, yes, think about my terrible name. Think about this. The perception about killing yourself is that it's not going to change anything because nothing matters. You aren't helpful. You aren't a helpful human being. Well, uh, I mean, as helpful to my team. Whatever. Or that the only way it does change something is in sending a statement, which is a very unhealthy misconception to have, in such that, because in reality, like, you only think that killing yourself is removing someone that's either worthless or less than worthless because they hurt too many people, or that's your perception. But first, if you care about people, if you are worried about hurting people, you're doing better than the actual narcissists and manipulative liars that do hurt people and don't have any remorse for their actions unless it has consequences. So you actively care about people and you can make their lives better to some extent, and that won't happen if you're dead. Of course, it's quite understandable to think that, that doesn't matter because you wouldn't be able to help anyone. But if you kill yourself, well, first, if you're trying to send a message, sure, some people might remember it, but if some people hurt you specifically, are you sure they're going to feel remorse? Do you think that they'll feel bad about their actions? Because if they put you in a place where you're trapped and feel like that's the only way out, I can almost guarantee you that it's not going to change much. at least change much in the way of sending a message, because so many people commit suicide that it's not memorable anymore. It's not, no one's going to remember you. And so there's no point in sending a statement, because the only two things that it's good for just aren't going to happen. And this also applies for going out with senseless acts of violence, for murdering innocent people and then killing yourself, because too many people have done that already, and it's not memorable anymore. People are just gonna move on the next week, and it's just deplorable. Like, they're not the people who hurt you. You don't need to end their lives over nothing. It's stupid. Although that's probably not the people I want to target or necessarily speak to here, but I hope you understand to some extent what I'm saying, because I'm just more or less trying to say that, like, I feel like sending a statement by killing yourself is just, it's built on misconceptions that I feel like could easily be disproven. And I feel like I've covered that. So now I'm going to get into, hey, if you don't feel, if you're not trying to do it to quote unquote prove a point, I don't have hand tracking. Subscribe if you want to see me actually make money out of this so I can increase production quality, but that's never gonna happen. Oh wow, that was a good kill. Sorry. A lot of people in this situation feel like they don't care and they don't have anyone who loves them. And that's most of the time untrue. But it's not hard to lie to yourself and make yourself believe that when you think that you just constantly hurt people, if that makes any sense. Because if you do kill yourself and you actually have people that like you, then you're going to give those people trauma and hurt them way more than you already have. And what if you actually don't care about yourself? Someone's going to find your body bloodied and beaten, hanging. And let's hope it's not a YouTuber, because then it's going to give several generations of people trauma instead of just the person who finds it. And, you know, it's going to be made into a situation that people can make fun of and maybe be insensitive towards for the rest of time. I mean, you don't want your death to become a joke, right? That's not a good reason to, like, not kill yourself, because the probability of someone filming that and posting it to YouTube for clout is, well, I mean, it happened once. It happened once, but, like, out of all the suicides, I'm gonna put the numbers up on the screen now if you're actually watching on YouTube. I only think it was that one which had that situation filmed and put onto display in that public manner and not just a man. Like, if you kill yourself and you record it, then you're probably going to, actually have that recording uploaded as gore, but that's what you wanted in the first place. That's not going to traumatize people who didn't want to not see that before, at least for the most part. And they were going to use something else anyways if they didn't use your dead body. And I sure hope I'm not breaking YouTube's guidelines because I didn't read them. Yay. No. This is a joke. This is a joke. YouTube. We all read the terms and conditions. Yes, everyone does that. That's a real thing. Anyways, yes. Okay. Because anyways, yeah, it's the small thing where I want to talk right now. So, because I'm gonna cut out the parts where I'm not talking because I want you to actually see me get these kills that I'm getting. 3. See, that's 3. So, I don't really want to, you know, stop talking, but I can't think of what to say next. I'll be fine. I'll actually think. Because, yes, another reason not to, kill yourself is because I can almost guarantee you that you are not alone in your situation. I can almost guarantee that there are other people that are trapped in the exact same way that you are. And if they're just like you, then they'll also just kill themselves. And then the next person will. And then the next person will. And then nothing's ever going to be fixed. And it's just going to cause unneeded pain and suffering. And then, yeah, and then the problem's never going to get fixed because there wasn't anyone to actually lived through the experience and went to fight or change something or help somebody so that it never happens again. And you can think that you're not the person all you want, but you're just like so many others, and you don't want everybody else in that situation might feel very similar-ish, if not the same, to feel like, oh, is there a point? Why won't someone else do it, Again, if you want to get things done, if you want things to be done, do them yourself. Because you can't expect anybody else to do much about the situation to make the world better for the next person. Although, really seems like we hate the next person now. But I sure hope that we don't forever. Also, what if you try to kill yourself and you fail? Not a lot of people, tend to think about that because they're trying to, end everything. But what if you jump off a building and break your legs? And then you later decide, oh, you want to live, but now you have to live with a crippling disability for the rest of your life. Because I know people that, have tried to kill themselves, and they're generally pretty stupid about doing it. Like, I'm obviously not going to give you advice to not be stupid, but like, there's a higher chance than you think that you'll survive. Just because you don't want to, it doesn't mean it won't happen. And it's going to be an overall detriment if you try and fail. to the rest of your life, because you might not have something to live for today. You might not have something to live for tomorrow, but what if you find something to live for the day after that? What do you live for? Because you're alive right now and watching this video, so you have to live for something, am I right? And if you don't, I'll give you something. Live for me. I know I'm just a random stranger on the internet, but I would honestly like you to not die. I would like you to do something. I would like to help you, even if you feel like you're a worthless person that doesn't do anything right. And I want you to concentrate on that. And I want you to set a goal for how much longer you, to what date you want to get to, how much longer you think you could live, a challenge to see if you can live for whatever your reasoning is until that date. Best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time, and as the days pass, you'll get closer and closer to that goal. Each day survived is a little bit more of accomplishment to that goal, because you want to end up, you don't want to fail that. That's your one thing that you cannot fail. The one thing you need to be good at to do well, even if you haven't done anything else well in your life, or if you think you haven't. Because I know the people that say that are generally just lying to themselves. That was a stupid idea. Why did I do? All right. Okay. I promise I'm better at other video games. This is just the one I felt like playing. Sorry, you're not really here to hear me rant about this. Let me move on. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you are you, and well, yes, there's millions of people just like you. You have a little something that only you can provide, because everyone else is taken in the world, and you are taken too. No one else can be you, whatever that is. And if that's something the world loses, it's never going to be something that the world gets back. And we'll all be a little lesser for it. You know, there's a lot of stuff you can say. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm talking about suicide, so, like, I'm going to be talking about death in some form or fashion, but, like, if you think that death is the end, if it wasn't, do you think you'd regret it? Even if there wasn't an afterlife you went to, do you think, even if death is the end, if you could regret it and see the world move on, do you think you would? Because it takes 100 years to live a life, but only 1 second to end it. Don't let a rash decision strip away all that extra time for something. I don't know. I'm not a philosopher. I'm a cringe VTuber who does, I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's where we're at. I wish I could think of more to say, and I honestly feel like some other people have said more, but I kind of like the note I ended it on, so I feel like I want to end it like that. If you want to hear me blabber a bit more about unrelated stuff, I won't say like and see if the like button lights up because I know I already said subscribe, so that won't happen. But I sound so stupid to myself for saying this. Like, I sound okay. I'm a professional cringe lord, right? But like, I sound more cringe than I normally do because I really don't want to. I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, show. You know? At least I hope not. I hope not. And well, because I might have said like to use like just as a right that like that just to use as a word. That's I don't know. I forgot the term of grammar. Like I won't say conjunction, but I know I'm probably wrong because I am a dumbass. Yes, a dumbass with the giant makeup smiley face on their head because who else would do that? Um, yeah, recently got more inspiration to try and work on this channel. I'm probably gonna finish the thumbnail for this tonight, edit and upload it tomorrow, and maybe record something else if I get another idea that strikes me. Because at the time of recording this, I uploaded the video on something today. What was it? I'm stupid and I cannot remember. Let me think. I don't know why I'm looking around while I'm thinking this is just that I don't know. It's stupid. I mean, I ideally like I feel like the model is more of me than I am in real life, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I like looking at it and picturing it as, oh hey, that's me. Because if you hate yourself when you look in the mirror, what if you were an anime girl in the mirror? You know. The video is on the masking of depression. That's right. So that should have gone out today. I'm not sure how consistent I'll be with this. I just feel like I'll do something whenever the mood strikes me, but is that all that much? You know? I don't know. I'll see. I normally like record for about an hour and then edit it down to whatever you see, but Um, it's like I stopped recording the game at about 40 minutes. Like, I don't want the outro to be super long because I want to yap a bit, but I don't want to be really, really long because I've already gotten past what I'm trying to say. And that's what people are here for, I think. So I actually don't think anyone's here listening to me now. If you are, thank you. Thank you for listening to this stupid idiot ramble online. Yeah, I do pretty much everything myself. So it's a hard, but like this background, this was an actual video I recorded and I just put a filter over it. Like pretty much everything here is all me. So, oh, the video froze. That's fun. Oh, there it is. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably keep like little tidbits at the end here and there about my channel and stuff, but I don't want to say anything that I didn't say last time. If you didn't see the other video, watch it because someone told me it helps the algorithm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you don't have to, no obligation, but if you would for me, even though, you know, I'm a random stranger online, I would appreciate it. Faceless person that I'm talking to. Yeah. I, I'm gonna end this here. Thanks for watching all the way through, even this long ramble at the end. Duality, out.